Alrighty, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 12 of Hit the Books, the podcast all about sports betting, the best bets you should be taking in everything surrounding sports. We're here for Week 11 of the NFL season, 14 games this week, tons of other sports on as well. Tons to look forward to as we get into this week, some NHL, I'm really some NHL, NBA, college basketball, college football. Can't get much better than this. I'm ready to jump into this week's episode here. Just Huff, Mackie, and myself this week. Let's start off here with Mackie. Mackie, what do you got for us this week here? Another week here, week 11. Not much else for me. What do you got?
Yeah, like you said, just us three. No Ace this week, missing him, but he'll be back next week. Good week of football. Cowboys dominated the Giants as they should have, but still it's nice to see that. 49-17. Rangers are playing really well in the NHL. NHL is getting in full swing of things now, about 15 games into the season, so they're definitely we're getting a feel for who's really competitors and who's not. Penguins on a nice run. What are they on, a 6-game win streak right now? So that
Five
that
right now. Sorry, I was muted.
yeah, those dinosaurs are kind of picking it up. They're figuring that they got to skate a little harder, but other than that, not much going on. What do you got, Huff?
Yeah, not much coming from me. I'll go through the NFL records this week's. You and Ace both had winning weekends. Ace 8-7.
I had a
You
winning
4-3.
weekend.
Yeah, 0.75 positive on the unit. You needed
Wow.
those Denver Broncos Monday night or Sunday night, whenever that was. So
Yeah.
that was a good hit.
Yeah.
Ace plus 2.08 units. I went 2-3 on the weekend. Jesse 1-3. So not our worst, not our best, but I really like this slate for week 11. So I'm excited to get into it.
You said it, Huff. Yeah, not a terrible week, but not the best week. But we are here and we're ready for it. Let's jump right into this week here. I think we're going to start off with the NHL to get us started this week. Let's go over some of the current standings in the power rankings. We're going to start off here with our power rankings for the week of November 14th. Coming in at number 5, we have the Dallas Stars. At number 4, the Colorado Avalanche. At number 3, Mackey's New York Rangers. Number 2, the Vegas Golden Knights. And number 1, if he was here right now, he'd be barking and booling for his Boston Bruins, which I don't even know if they should be in that spot. But we'll see as we keep going here. What are you guys thinking about those power rankings here coming into this week?
Yeah, obviously a lot of good teams there. We saw Vancouver get snubbed out this week. Last week we threw them in there. They're still 11-3-1. Definitely not a pushover of a team. Definitely still could have snuck in there, in my opinion. But Dallas having a great year leading their division. Obviously, the one division I have my eyes on, Mackie, is obviously the Metro with the Penguins and the Rangers. Then there, the Capitals, we kind of hated on them to start out the year, sitting there right there in second place behind your Rangers. Your Rangers have a little bit more points than everyone. You're leading by 5. And then the kind of rest of the pack is a little bit more tightened up. But these Capitals have been the surprise for me to start the year. I didn't expect much out of them coming out of the gates. They're 8-4-2 at this point, 18 points on the year. Obviously, we talked our power rankings. That's the 1 through 5, but just a couple teams that are surprising me. Definitely the Capitals come to mind.
Yeah, the Capitals started, I think, 0-3-1 too, so that record is even more impressive, the run that they're going on. But honestly, Ovechkin just kind of started picking it up, producing a lot more. He had an awful first 4 games of the season, and he's kind of been going off recently. Now they're starting to win, but definitely, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, and
But
like you said about the Penguins, 5-game win streak right now. Obviously we just passed up the Devils in the standings. We have 16 points. They have 15. We have a big matchup with them tomorrow. We're at home. I hope the Penguins can keep that win streak rolling and get it up to 6 over a division rival in the Devils. But I didn't mean to cut you off about the Capitals if you want to get back into that.
No, it wasn't any more about the Capitals. But how about those Devils? Kind of shit in the bed without Jack Hughes. I really don't think that team's that good around Jack Hughes anyway. But
yeah,
they're not playing very good hockey right now.
Yeah. I mean, I can't talk right now, but all the expectations that people have for this team coming into the year, like Stanley Cup favorites and Eastern Conference Finals favorites, all this stuff. And, you take your one superstar out of the game, you like to think that they're going to keep you afloat. And yeah, I guess 7-6-1 is afloat with where they're at in their division. But I mean, you'd like to think they're going to be at least putting up some more points in some of these games. They're playing like the old school New Jersey Devils hockey where they're trying to win games 3-1, 3-0, maybe even sometimes 2-1. You know what I mean? These tighter games where when they have Hughes in net or when they have Hughes out there on a power play, they're scoring 4 to 5 goals a game and they're trying to win, 5-1, 4-1 compared to how they're playing right now. I think taking him off the ice, like you said, has been definitely a big transition for them to have to realize. But they're staying afloat. Hope we can pick up a win off of them tomorrow night. But I definitely think they'll still be there in the playoff picture at the end of the year.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe not in that top three this year though. Maybe on the wild card side of it, but Jack Hughes has got to get back healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Avalanche in the top 5, put them at 4. You got to respect them still, even though their record's not up there right now.
They're
That
better than every other
Yeah,
team that probably
right.
has a game on them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you got to think in terms of who do you really want to see right now. You don't want to see the Avalanche, so got to respect them. But
Another team
yeah,
that's been surprising we took last night, obviously the Ducks, 9-6. They're right in the middle of that pack out there in the West.
and what's
Behind Vegas,
crazy,
Vancouver, and the Kings. Go ahead.
is Trevor Zegras is having like the worst year ever. I think he has like 4 points.
Beginning of the year, they benched him because they said he had like a bad attitude or something. Apparently, that
Dude, I
coach
don't.
over there is
Who does he?
a pretty big hard ass.
I mean, he's not doing anything. So
Yeah, I mean, we all play sports. Like when you can't fucking do anything, you just get pissed off.
yeah, let me look up his stats real quick. I got him right here. 12
So,
games played, 2 points.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
crazy for a guy like the cover boy 2 years ago or last year, and then now he
Yeah.
comes in with those kinds of stats. That's a little bit of the delayed cover curse. I know everyone
Sorry.
talks about the Madden curse, but obviously that's not looking good for him. But the Ducks continue to look good. McTavish, he's a stud. I really like him for Anaheim. That's a good young team. They filled in with a couple like veteran pieces like Gudis and Killorn that I think were like good additions for them with how young they were as a team. But they're definitely scary because John Gibson, in my opinion, is still good enough to play competitive hockey out there, especially when they're at home.
That other goalie's playing good for them too, like Dostal or whatever his name is.
Yeah, what's his name? Postal? Costal?
I think it's
Dostal.
Dostal.
It's a D.
Yeah,
I just knew it was
yeah.
something OSTL. But yeah, I mean, NHL, as the Penguins have gotten back up and caught in this little fire, I've gotten back into the NHL a little bit.
Your attitude has switched
Yeah,
so much. In the past
I kind of switched around. So I've been looking at things. Another one that kind of surprised me is what Ottawa's been doing. That kind of people had a lot of expectations for them coming into this year. Them and Buffalo both sitting at the bottom of that Atlantic division. Obviously, a really tough division. With I don't think most people expected Detroit to have the start that they're having, but I did expect Ottawa and Buffalo to jump out to a little bit more of a quicker start.
I feel like Ottawa's having a lot of like in-house problems going on. There's a lot more off the ice that's going on over there. There's not a lot of chemistry going on. But yeah, terrible start to this season.
And that team that you and Ace love to bet on, these Montreal Canadiens sitting there at 500. Yeah, that's about what I'd take them at because I don't know. I feel like you take them all the time. You could definitely get a good value price on them.
I took them twice, but I said after the second time, I'm like, I'm done betting on this team. They can't fucking win.
Yeah, they're bad.
They were like 7-3, and I took them, and they couldn't even put up a goal. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah, I definitely think they're going to be one of those teams that fall out of there. I mean, they're only sitting at 500, but yeah, that's the power rankings for this week. We'll get into them next week. Obviously, stay tuned to the social media for us posting those each week. We're now doing those in the NHL, NBA, and NFL each week, so make sure you're staying tuned to see those each week.
Absolutely. Lots of good stuff here out of the NHL. We're rocking and rolling in the NHL. Just about, 12, 15 games a piece per team. We're right there, right in the swing of things. I know I'm pumped for it. Trying to get to some games here for the holiday. But I think that's all we got here out of the NHL. Alrighty, let's shift our focus over to the NFL here. Couple points to jump at before we get started. 1 point here before we get to the power rankings. Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson will undergo season-ending surgery to repair a bone in his throwing shoulder. So just a terrible, terrible news coming out of Cleveland here this week for the Browns. You guys have any comments on that before we jump into our power rankings and the Week 11 slate?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big blow. Mackey was the one that had a lot of faith in this Browns team. Obviously, my Steelers get him this week. So, obviously, you never root for a guy to get injured and not play in the game. But obviously, going up against my Steelers this Sunday, I like the Steelers to get a win against them. But we'll get into that on the slate. But, Mackey, is this the injury he's been battling all year?
Yeah, he had a knee injury as well, so he's been battling a lot of injuries this year. He also hasn't been playing.
Not a bad thing to hang him up with Chubb out. You know what I mean? Him
Yeah, I know.
battling
You're
injury.
sitting at 6-3. You still have a chance at this division. I mean, this team is still in it. They have one of the best defenses in the league. Like, it's just wasted now with Dorian Thompson-Robinson starting at quarterback. But
I saw someone say the only man that can save the Cleveland Browns, and it was a meme of Cam Newton. And I said, yeah, no shot.
Oh, I saw Johnny Manziel. I was like, it's time to reunite.
That'd be sick, actually.
Nah, he would never go back to the NFL. But yeah, it sucks for this Browns team. Definitely going to fall off now. this AFC is just too tight. But you guys got a good game with them this week. The over/under sitting at 32.5.
It's like Iowa.
Oh my god, dude, that's insane.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
got
get
to be
into
the
that.
lowest like in NFL, like in the past.
Definitely recent NFL history, unless
Yeah.
one of those winter games in Buffalo where there's 16 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually think
Alrighty.
that win game last year, the Patriots-Bills, I think that was 29.5.
Jeez.
And I think I took it because the final score was like 10-6.
Alrighty, let's keep it going here. Jump into our power rankings here in the NFL. Coming at number 5, we have the Baltimore Ravens. Number 4, Mackey's Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, those Philadelphia Eagles holding that top spot. What are we thinking here? Coming into week 11, the power rankings out now. Not much has changed from last week, if I'm remembering correctly.
Dallas got back in.
Yeah, Dallas got
Dallas
back
is playing
in.
good football. I think they deserve to be in the top 5, but definitely a lot of Niners back in. We took them back up at the 3rd spot. They had a nice win last week, pretty commanding win over a nice Jags team. So,
I also feel like this power rankings list, other than obviously the Eagles and the Chiefs, like what we've seen the Niners do over the past couple of weeks, they look like they got back to themselves and they play the Bucs this week, so they're going to be staying there. But like, I don't know, I'm just not sold on this Ravens team. I really want to see the Lions get their respect and get in this top 5.
Yeah, it's tough, but I wanted to put the Lions in too, but the Ravens absolutely smoked them. I felt like I couldn't. 38-6, I think it was. So
Ravens slide in coming off a loss. That's I just think that's
Ravens were already in it though.
Oh yeah, they slid down. We had them at 3. Okay.
Yeah.
I was the one that knocked them out. I was like, okay, I'll put them at 6, give Detroit the spot, but I understand the head-to-head.
I'm not high in this Ravens team either, to be honest, but I mean, you got to respect them. They are playing some pretty good football. Terrible loss last week though at home.
Blew that second half.
So let's get into this.
Let's get right into it. Baltimore Ravens, Thursday Night Football. We finally get a good Thursday night game.
Yeah, we have a good Thursday night game. We got a good Monday night game as well. I think it's the Monday night game or it's a Sunday night game.
There's all good primetime games this week.
Oh, yeah. All good primetime games this week. Awesome. We got a good week here ahead. Week 11. We're going to jump right into it here. Starting with Thursday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, the favorite here, 3.5 points. Their money line minus 184. Bengals plus 154 on the money line. Total an even 46. What are you guys thinking here going into this Thursday Night Football game?
Yeah, we're gonna be on the same side here. So
we're on the same side on this one. I've been not sold on this Ravens team. Divisional football. Give me the underdog. Give me Joe Burrow. Give me the Bengals plus the 3.5. I've also been taking Mixon each week on the anytime touchdown plus 100 on FanDuel. Shop that. Make sure you get the best price. I like Mixon to get in the end zone. With all the injuries at the receiver position, it's looking like is Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. Do we know what their status is for this game?
Yeah, they should be active.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. I like the Bengals with the points. I've been riding them the past couple of weeks. I'm going to stick with the Bengals here.
T. Higgins,
honestly, pending the receivers, I think that Burrow gets the job done.
T. Higgins is out.
Okay, so no T. Higgins, but they have Jamar.
Yeah, Jamar's not even on the injury.
Yeah, I'll take the Bengals with the points. I like that. They could
I'm gonna go with the Bengals as well. I'm probably gonna go with the money line. If you take I think the plus 3.5 is pretty free in this situation.
That's
AFC North matchup. Ravens already beat the Bengals. Ravens beat the Bengals in the first, and I think it was week 2. Joe Burrow actually did play a decent game that week, but this is when he was still injured and not playing his best football. This is a must-win situation for the Bengals, and that's in that division. They're sitting at the bottom. What are they? 5-5, I think they are.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's tough. You can't lose this game with the Ravens sitting at 7-3, but you win this game, everything's completely different. Ravens 7-4, Bengals 6-4.
5-4.
Yeah, they're 5-4 because I saw that they're going to be 6-4 if they win this game. That division tightens up a lot, and it gives the Bengals a chance to win it. But if you drop this game, it's tough. It's a tough fight back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree 100%. We're on the same side here.
And you got to go with Burrow here. That's kind of what I was getting at.
Ace is probably going Ravens minus 3.5, but maybe by the half point to the 3.
Perfect take.
I feel like that's exactly what he's saying.
That is exactly what he would take. Yeah.
You're exactly right here. I got a couple trends here to back you guys up here. The Bengals 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games at Baltimore. Bengals 9-2 against the spread in their last 11 games played in Week 11.
Say the first one again.
Bengals are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games in Baltimore.
Love it. Love it.
The Ravens coming off a loss in Baltimore, though, kind of does scare me. I
Yeah,
mean, in a
definitely.
divisional, I don't know,
Prime time,
man.
though, I definitely think the home field comes into play, but I think Burrow in the prime time, I'll take it.
You like the under?
I don't know that I didn't realize it's so high. That kind of
O-
scares me.
Prime
Overs
time,
5-1 in the past 6
dude.
meetings between these teams.
The over's 5-1 in the last 6 meetings.
Yeah.
Dude, the Ravens have put up like 30 points in 3 of the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's what scares me about taking it under
Four,
right now with the
four
Ravens. But the
straight.
only thing is it is the AFC North, that whole thing. You know what I mean?
The Ravens score a lot, dude, but it's prime time divisional. AFC North battles are defensive usually.
When these teams played each other week 2, the final score was 27-24 Ravens.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to go Bengals with the points. I don't love the over-under. I'm not going to lie. I definitely lean the under, I think. But, yeah, I like the Bengals with the points. I'm definitely having that.
That 46 is one of the higher totals we have actually for the week. I see like a 46.5, a 48.5, but another 46.5, but that's really
That
about
Monday
it.
night's got to be high. Oh, only 45.5.
And it's going to go under just like they all do.
Yep. Well, let's keep it moving here, getting out of this Thursday night game into the Sunday slate, 1 p.m. to get us started. The Los Angeles Chargers heading to Green Bay to visit the Packers. Chargers are the favorite here, 3 points for them. Their money line minus 172. The Packers plus 144 on the money line. Total 43.5. No trends from me on this one. First 1 o'clock game. Packers at home. Huff, what are you thinking?
This is a really sketchy game if you ask me, because I feel like the line should be a little more than just an even 3. I mean, this isn't a Packers team with that's necessarily buzzing right now. I'm trying to pull up their schedule right here just to see their recent record. I know they coming off a bye, I believe, but or no, they played the Steelers last week and the Rams the week before. I don't know what I was thinking about a bye week, but so 2 losses, 3 consecutive losses, 4 consecutive losses. This isn't a Packers team that's necessarily scary. I feel like they should be getting more points on the road here. Kind of scares me. I definitely lean with the Packers, just kind of what my gut and the history of my career gambling tells me here. But the Chargers definitely need this game after a tough loss to the Lions at home. Can't drop 2 straight home games, but I'm definitely leaning on the Packers plus 3.
Yeah, Huff, I'm with you. I think it's definitely a bit of a sketchy line. This is one that you're going to see a lot of money coming in on the Chargers, but you got to think about it. Going into Lambeau, I mean, in LA, you're playing in a dome. You're playing in LA, so it doesn't really matter about the
Yeah,
weather. But I mean, going into Lambeau, first of all, it's not the easiest place to play. If it's freezing cold, it's probably not going to be very warm in Wisconsin in the middle of November. So I don't know. It could be a tough game for Justin Herbert. I think this Green Bay defense steps up big. Jordan Love might not have to do much. I think this is a slower game. I think it goes under 43.5. Um, but I like the Packers as well. I think +3 will I like the points. I don't like the money line because you got to think this is a must-win game for Justin Herbert.
yeah,
Sitting
they
at
got to
four
win
and
this game.
five, almost every game you're playing for your season now.
Yep, it's just so sketchy. I'll take the Packers at home.
Looks like a lot of the early money is on LA here. We are talking about this on Wednesday. Alrighty, let's keep moving here. 1 o'clock slate. Tennessee Titans in Jacksonville to visit the Jaguars here. 7 points for the Jags. Minus 295 for the Jags on the money line. Titans at plus 240. Total at 40.5. No trends from me here on this one. What do you guys got here for another 1 o'clock game here on Sunday?
Mac, you want to get us going?
Yeah, Mackie, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I lean Jags, but it's a lot of points for a divisional matchup. Um, Jags got blown out last week. Titans just aren't playing very good football. That was a terrible loss last week. Only 6 points to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers defense is pretty good though, but I don't know. Maybe the Will Levis project isn't as good as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that obviously he kind of definitely fell off a cliff the past couple of weeks. That second start being against the Steelers, and then last week, like you said, not looking too good. This week, however, I do kind of lean the Titans plus the 7. I don't know enough to bet it. Like you said, just divisional team, divisional matchup. I know it's in Jacksonville. Jacksonville did not look good last week. I definitely think they're going to get right and win this game, but I just divisional matchup, 7 points. I'll take the chance. Still Mike Vrabel coaching the team. I think Levis has a better bounce back game. Derrick Henry, this could be a big game for him where they kind of just feed their superstars, him being the guy. Give me the Titans plus the 7. I don't know if it'll be on my card. I don't love it.
I like the under as well. Jacksonville's offense has not been doing too high, especially last week. That was pretty bad. Titans basically rely on their defense, so
Alrighty, we got a big spread here coming up. The Raiders heading to Miami all the way across the U.S., getting out of that F1 crap in Miami, or excuse me, in Vegas. Miami at home, 12.5 points for Miami, minus 800 on their money line, plus 560 for the Raiders money line. 46.5 is the total. Only trend I have here. Dolphins are 23-8 against the spread in their last 31 games at home. So just heavy on that trend there. Reason for that 12.5 points. Huff, why don't you get us going here on this 1 o'clock matchup?
Yeah, this is a game I just won't bet. I hate these big spreads, and I hate when I like the favorite in these big spreads. I kind of lean Miami with the 13 points. I said it last week. I kind of think that the Raiders are going to slip up and fall off with this interim coach. I always said I take them the week that they get the first week that they have the interim coach, and then fade them week 2. But the Jets just was not the spot to do it against last week. Raiders are 2-0 under Antonio Pierce. Obviously, I think they're going to lose this game, but I also think the Dolphins cover the 13 points. I don't know if I'm going to bet it.
yeah, I'm not gonna have a play either. It's just too high of a spread. I don't know. I feel like this Raiders team is playing for a lot. I think they have a different spark under them. They all seem to like say it at least. I don't know if that's just a cover up or whatever it is, but
I feel like
um,
that's truly they all hate McDaniels that much. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. So I think they have a little fire under their ass. They've won 2 straight. Maybe they can keep this one close. But then again, the Dolphins love to murder teams like this and then just lose to the good teams. So um, we've seen the Dolphins just like absolutely obliterate exact teams like this. So I assume the Dolphins will probably cover the 13.5. Just a sketchy line though.
Yep.
Moving right along here, jumping over a little bit north to North Carolina. The Dallas Cowboys visiting the Carolina Panthers. Cowboys the favorite here, 10.5 points. Their money line minus 560. Panthers money line plus 420, and the total at 41.5. Mackie, we're going to send it to you here. No trends from me. What do you think your Cowboys are going to do here? Double-digit spread with the half point. What do you think?
Yeah, just another game where you got to take care of business. 10.5 point spread on the road. I don't know. I don't know if I love that, but Dallas offense has been kind of rolling. 49 points last week against the Giants. This is a pretty similar team to the Giants, so I lean to 10.5. I might have to put them on my card because I don't enough, and I don't take advantage of how good this team has been this season. But they just got to take care of business, and this one they should roll over them.
Yeah, I kind of lean the Cowboys here too. I hate the 10.5, but I mean, if the Cowboys are going to cover this spread, I think they win by 14 or more. So I'd like it all the way to there. But if I am going to take this spread, I don't know what the number is. I'd kind of lean on the first half to be covered by the Cowboys. The first half spread, I kind of like that. Bryce Young has definitely struggled early on in games throughout this year. Kind of comes on and puts something together in the second half when they're kind of just like, fuck it, we need to come back here. But I'm going to go Cowboys, maybe first half, maybe full game, but definitely leaning on your Cowboys here.
First half spread is at 6.5, Huff.
Yeah, I like.
A Bryce Young interception line is probably like minus 300 in this game.
Yeah, I like that first half.
I'll look into that. I'll look into a line for his interception.
I don't know if they'll have player stuff out yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
not
never have
yet,
player
but
stuff this
no,
early.
I'm saying like as we get closer to the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sunday on the stream.
Alrighty, another 1 o'clock matchup here. Arizona Cardinals, Houston Texans in Houston. Houston is the favorite, minus 4.5. Their money line, minus 240. Their Cardinals money line at plus 198, just shy of that 200 mark. Total, 48.5. No trends from me out of this game. What do you guys got here? Another 1 o'clock.
Huff, what do you think of this Cardinals team with Kyler Murray?
I think I'll just go right into it. I kind of like the Cardinals with the points here. I definitely think C.J. Stroud could pull something out of his ass and win this game. Not saying it's like they shouldn't be favored here, but I'm saying like I could see them down at the end. Him get another late drive or something, get a field goal and win. But I think the Cardinals will cover this 4.5 or 5 points. I think they look really good last week with Kyler Murray. I think if he wants to run the ball, that's honestly my preferred choice with him. Is him kind of use his feet, extend the plays. You still have Hollywood Brown there. You still have Rondale Moore. They have weapons down there for him to use. James Conner just came back. I mean, I don't hate this Cardinals team right now. I definitely like them more now than I did a couple weeks ago with Dobbs, just because Kyler Murray's obviously, I think, a more exciting player with the speed that he brings at the position. But I'm going to go Cardinals with the points here.
Yeah, I'm going to go against you on this one. I think C.J. Stroud is going to light up that Arizona Cardinals defense. that defense is probably the worst defense in the league. And just because Kyler Murray came back, who I'm also not that high on, it doesn't make their defense any better. Texans huge win last week. I think they're rolling on a lot of momentum, but honestly, teams that coming off a big win like that usually fall off a little. So it goes against my play a bit here. But 5 points is a little sketchy. I mean, I think they win by a touchdown. I don't think this Cardinals team is that good with Kyler Murray. I don't think that he makes them that much better than they were with Josh Dobbs. But you guys are a little higher on Kyler Murray than I am.
Yeah, I've always kind of liked Kyler.
He just like squirms around the field. It's so weird to watch.
It's so hard to tackle him, dude. He's so small. It's hard to tackle him. Like you don't know
like
where the fuck he's
mouse. It's so weird.
going. And he has some sick plays in his career, like the Hail Mary and the one when he led that drive against the Raiders to get the 2-point conversion and backdoor cover that spread. It was crazy. He has some good wins. Has he ever been to the playoffs? Yeah, he's been to the playoffs. They lost to the Rams.
With D-Hop.
Mm-hmm. And J.J. Watt.
Alrighty, keep on moving on here. Steelers and Browns are next here in Cleveland. Cleveland's the favorite here, 1.5 points. Their money line -118. Steelers money line +100. Total at 32.5. Trends I got here: Steelers 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 games, 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 on the road, and the under is 7-1 in Cleveland's last 8 at home. Huff, start us off here. What do you think the Steelers are going to do here? Coming off a couple games there at home that we were at. They're now on the road here for a minute. What do you think? What do you got?
Yeah, big divisional matchup here. Obviously, we heard the news with Deshaun Watson. We were mentioning that earlier. I like the Steelers in this matchup. Underdog, obviously going into Cleveland. Historically, Tomlin owns the Browns. Give me the Steelers here, +100. Love the underdog value here. I'll book that right now. Give me the Steelers with the money line. I don't like that over-under. That is way too low and sketchy. I could see it go over because it's kind of last week with that Packers game. I think it was 14-7 after the first 3 drives, which obviously is never good for a low over-under when I think it was set at 38.5 in that Packers game. Give me the Steelers here on the money line.
Yeah, I had it. Dude, I had it. It was fucking. It ended at 42.
Uh-huh. It was second half. They didn't score at all. No,
they scored like 6 points in the second half. It was ridiculous. I was like, "There's no way this game goes over." But this game, I think the only way it goes over is if we see like a defensive touchdown or 2. I don't think we're going to see any offensive movement in this entire game. I don't know. It's sketchy. I mean, the Browns just announced that Deshaun Watson's out for the year, and Steelers are still underdogs, so it's definitely a sketchy line. You got to expect the Steelers to win this football game. Kenny Pickett always just has like 1 or 2 really good drives, and it's enough for them to win, especially with this defense. But definitely going to be a low-scoring game, a lot of defense in this game. Look into a DTR interception.
I would like that. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it is weird. I thought I saw some books have the Steelers now listed as favorites, so it's definitely gonna be around to pick them.
I just don't think Mike Tomlin's gonna lose this football game.
With the we're rolling right now. We have picked up a couple wins in a row. This is one you got to win before next week when you go to Cincinnati.
I can't believe the Steelers team's about to be 7-3. That's just insane.
What's a crazier fact? This team being 7-3, if we get to 7-3, or the fact that Roethlisberger team was 11-0 when he was 38.
I don't know, because that Steelers team was like good, and then they just completely fell off. Like, would you lose the last 5 games of the season?
We lost the last 5 or 6. Yeah,
yeah, and then you lost in the first round. I don't know. That was definitely different, though. I think probably that 11-0 Steelers team for sure.
It was like this year, dude. I saved something that I saw on Instagram that I wanted to read off while we were talking about the Steelers. It's like a bunch of stats. They're basically last year's Vikings, dude. When you look at these stats, it's pretty crazy. So how did the Steelers get to 6-3 with stats like this? 6-0 in 1-score games. Keep in mind we're 6-3, so every game we've won has been a 1-score game. We have not won by more than 1 possession. Outgained in 9 consecutive games. Total yards gained this season 2,500. Total yards allowed 3,400. So we're being outgained by 1,000 yards.
You've been outgained every single game.
Yeah, and our point differential is a -26.
Like, dude, that is like, and you're 6-3. Like, not even like 5-4 or like 5-3.
Like one of those pesky 4-4 teams. Yeah, 6-3.
You've won double the games you've lost, and you still have those. It's just incredible. It's insane how Mike Tomlin finds ways to win football games every single year. It's insane.
It honestly, yeah. The point,
It's overlooked.
the Ravens differential is plus 113, and they're 7-3, and the Steelers are right behind them in the division, minus
6-3.
26. It's 6-3. That's fucking great,
dude. I don't know.
Unreal.
You think the Steelers team makes the playoffs?
I honestly do. Their schedule doesn't get hard at any point. I don't think.
I'm gonna look through it right now. I'm gonna go through what they're.
We have
what I
two
think they're-
tough games or two hard games of the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then you have. Oh my god.
And the Browns
dude.
just got a lot easier. It's the Patriots at home, Cardinals at home, in Indy. I like us in Indy.
You're gonna lose.
We're gonna split with the Bengals.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna
lose in
this one
Baltimore
coming
week
up.
18.
And you're gonna lose in Seattle, I think.
Yeah, I could see us lose those last two games.
11-5.
11-5.
Here's the thing. Wait. Let me go through this real quick. You're 6-3, so you get to 7-3, 7-4, 8-4, 9-4.
They're 10-6 at worst.
No. Wait, would you say 10-6?
I said 10-6 at worst.
No, 10-7.
Oh, 10-7, yeah.
10-7 at worst. Because they could. I don't think they will, but that Colts game might be a little tough.
Yeah, that could be a weird game. Well, either any of those, not that Cardinals game. That Cardinals game at home, I think we'll win that. But
if you lose that Colts game, you have to win one of the last two games of the year.
Yeah.
But if you win it, I think you'll.
That Ravens game, I love playing the Ravens. We always play them tight, so I'll take my chances in Baltimore.
Yeah,
that could be for the division. We keep
you
pace, dude.
You also might have to win 11 games to fucking be a wild card in this conference, dude.
Yeah, but dude, you know what I'm saying? If we do keep winning, obviously now the situation with the Browns, the Bengals are behind us. If us and the Ravens keep winning, that week 18 could come down to for the division, and the Steelers have already beaten the Ravens. Like, we could be a game behind them, go 2-0 against them, and then have the same record.
Yeah, you could be a game behind.
Win the division.
You could be a game behind, but you probably. What's the second tiebreaker? Divisional record?
Yeah. And we've already beat the Browns and the Ravens.
I think if you win this week, I think if you win this week, there's like a 80% chance you make the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you lose this week, it probably goes to like under.
Because I don't love us in Cincinnati in 2 weeks.
If you lose, no. If you lose this week, it probably goes under like 42%.
I don't know. You think it jumps that much?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely.
6-4, and then you're looking at 6-5 after next week.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's a huge difference. 7-3 or 6-4.
Exactly. Big game. You gotta beat Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Yeah. If not, this is the game we'll look back on. This one, and then, like you said, that Colts game or some other stupid game. We'll let Gardner Minshew throw for fucking 4 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah, you can't let Mac Jones beat you either.
That one I'm not worried about. Steelers in the primetime against Mac Jones. I love it.
Primetime game?
Thursday Night Football.
Oh my God, yeah. You might actually win that one by more than one possession.
Yeah, that might be our 2-possession game this year.
1 by 9.
Not even the full 10.
What's going on, everybody? Jesse from Hit the Books here. I want to tell you a little bit about Zencastr. We use Zencastr because it's the best solution for us to record our episodes each week. With 4 of us in different locations, coordination is hard, and Zencastr makes that easy. Like I said, it's so easy. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Just log in with your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencastr's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality, even if the connection is unstable. Zencastr is an all-in-one platform. If you've thought about podcasting before and realized that you need a lot of different tools and services, those days are over. Zencastr is all-in-one podcasting platform. You can create a podcast all in one place, distribute to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other major destinations. If you're interested, go to Zencastr.com/pricing and use our code HITTHEBOOKS. You'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same experience, easy experience we do with all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Make sure to use our link in the description below or our offer code HITTHEBOOKS at Zencastr.com/pricing for 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We are getting through it here. Week 11, as I said, we're getting through this season like there's no tomorrow. But let's keep it moving here in the NFL at the 1 o'clock slate. New
We're
York
through
Giants.
week 10.
What?
You said we're through week 9, I think. We're through week 10.
This is week 11.
Yeah, I said.
Yeah.
I think he
Did
said
I
we're
say?
through week 9.
I don't know. I didn't hear.
I don't know what I said. I never know what I say. Anyways, let's keep it moving here. 1 o'clock slate. New York Giants, Washington Commanders in Washington. The Commanders, big favorites here, 9.5 points. Their money line minus 430. Giants money line at plus 340. Total at 36.5. The trends I got here. Commanders 10-0-1 against the spread in their last 11 games played in November. How is that true? That's mad.
Commanders are what? 10-0-1 in their last 10 games in November?
11 games played in November.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, they lost last week. It has to be a home stat or divisional stat.
I'm going to have to look at that one. But
No way. It's even a divisional stat. We usually play them on Thanksgiving. We beat their ass.
Yeah, true.
True. Giants 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games at Washington. Commanders 0-6 against the spread in their last 6 games as the favorite. That one sounds a lot more believable. Mackie, why don't you start us off here with this one? What are you thinking here? Another 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, I don't know. This Commanders team is definitely not good enough to have a 9.5 point to be a 9.5 point favorite. But I'm looking on the score right now and I see 8.5, so it looks to be trending downwards. I don't know. Can we see this Giants team get a little fire under their ass against this Washington team that just kind of sold their best players at the trade deadline? Divisional game going to be tough. I like the under. Not a lot of points. We could see Sam Howell light up this defense, so I don't know. So I'm not going to have a play on this one. What do you think, Huff?
Why is it 9.5? I mean, I know the Commanders aren't that good, but like, is DeVito still playing?
Yeah, dude, the Giants are just atrocious.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Commanders here. I think if Sam Howell plays exactly how they played last week against Seattle, I think they cover a 9-point spread here. So I'm gonna go with them at home. Obviously, being in Seattle last week, covering a 6-point underdog spread. I think if they play similar to that kind of game, their defense will step up and win them at home. I like the Commanders here with the points.
dude, I don't think the Commanders are that bad after getting rid of Montez Sweat and
No, they'll be
and
okay.
Chase Young.
I
I
mean,
mean, they played good last week. They played
those
really
guys
well
didn't
last
want to
week.
play there. Like half the time, that's the problem. It's like, okay, if you're just gonna have like a, you know what I mean, a shitty attitude about playing here, it's like if you're just gonna act like you're hurt or something like that kind of bullshit. It's like just move on. We'll get picks for you.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, better off without you, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, we could see the Commanders kind of ball out this game. I hope they do.
Like, it honestly looks like they cleared like not like, I don't want to say like a cancer in the locker room because like, but like they definitely didn't have a good reputation with Chase Young. Like it seems like that whole team was like has a new like spark that they're like, okay, fuck that guy, he's gone. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely. Kind of like the same thing going on in Vegas.
Yeah.
Good stuff there, boys. Let's jump into this final 1 o'clock matchup here. The Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Detroit the favorite, minus 8.5. Their money line, minus 430. Bears money line at plus 340 and the total at 47.5. Lions, some pretty interesting trends coming into this week. Lions 11-0 against the spread in their last 11 divisional games. Bears 0-11 straight up in their last 11 divisional games. Bears 0-12 straight up run in Sunday road games. So just totally swayed in each direction, as I said. 8.5 points is the question here. Huff, why don't you jump into this game for us? Final 1 o'clock matchup here in Week 11.
Yeah, I like this Lions team a lot. This is a weird spread. I thought the Bears should be maybe a 10-point spread, kind of closer to that Panthers Cowboys spread, especially with the Bears being on the road here. I'm going to go with the Lions here to cover this number. They've been really good at home this year. I know it's a big spread, divisional favorite. I usually take the bigger spread with the underdog in these kinds of matchups. I know Justin Fields is coming back for the Bears. I don't think that helps them much at all. Give me the Lions with the points.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the Lions as well. I mean, this Lions team, you just saw them put up 41 on the Chargers' heads. Dan Campbell will do anything to win, and
Dude,
he
it's
has the
crazy.
team
He's so
rolling.
fun to watch.
4th and 2, 4th and 3,
From your
4th and
own
2,
30 or
kick
20.
the
That was
field
crazy.
goal. Oh my God, that was insane, and he won the football game right there. And this Lions team is just rolling. Jared Goff is playing incredible football. Him and Amon-Ra connection. You got the backfield. You got Jahmyr Gibbs had a big game last week.
David Montgomery's back.
He's back. That team's rolling right now. There's no way this Bears team is gonna. I think we could see a blowout in this one. So give me
Yeah,
the
this
Lions
could get
minus
ugly.
8.
I definitely think this is the one that could get really ugly. I don't think Justin Fields coming back helps them at all. Do you?
Yeah, I think it helps them a little, but I mean, how much really? Like, come
Yeah,
on,
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I
like
really don't think it's like
not enough
anything
to
crazy
affect,
to overthink. Yeah,
not enough to affect the game, like the outcome or anything
yeah. You still have a dumbass head coach. Like, you still have a middle below average quarterback. Like, I don't think it changes that much.
for sure.
This is honestly like half the reason I keep taking lines is like what you just said. Like they're just like they'll do that. Dan Campbell was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna win this game or I'm gonna lose outright. Like
Right, right, yeah, definitely. But shit, what was I just gonna say? Never
they're
mind.
fun to watch. Definitely. Goff looks like. I mean, you definitely could argue Goff is a top whatever quarterback this year, whatever number you want to throw. You could argue it.
Goff is severely underrated, and I think he's been since he got traded. Like he wasn't in the Super Bowl 2 years before he got traded. I mean,
It was
he's
because
a good quarterback.
Stafford went straight to his team and won.
I know, but they were 12-1 2 years prior in 2019. They put up
Oh yeah,
54 points against the Chiefs in the prime. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
I
that
like Goff.
he
I
was
always have.
good, dude, and he is good still.
I'm glad to see him be the him be the guy that like turned them around. Like I know I was always a Stafford guy, but like obviously they're now putting a lot more stock into their draft picks where they need to. Like the Lions had terrible head coaching and whatever for our entire life, and now they finally get him. Remember when they hired him? Everyone was like, "Oh, great! Oh, Christ! The Lions did
This
it again. They
meathead,
hired the dumbest meathead they could."
yeah,
And this guy's looks like it seems to be a genius so far. Like this is a kind of team I do not want to see in the playoffs if I'm in the NFC.
yeah, no way.
Especially a playoff game. Like, imagine him. Would he do like 4th and 2 from his own fucking 10? Like, fuck it, let's win this game. Like, I agree.
And they keep playing like this, they're gonna have home field advantage until at least they play the Eagles or
Eagles or you got
Eagles
you
keep
guys are in the same
rolling.
division. Yeah, Eagles. Niners maybe. They'll have a better record than Niners, I think.
Yeah, see, Niners drop games every year. They just drop way too many games where they just don't come out and play. 3-game
This
streak
Lions team
here.
is just like they're really fucking good. Dude, I'm honestly like I want to put a bet on them to like win the NFC. I'm not kidding. But I got to see them win the division before they can win the. You know what I mean? Go the whole way.
Right.
That's going to be everything for our 1 o'clock slate here. Time to jump into the 4 o'clock matchups here. The first one being the Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading all the way across the country. The San Francisco 49ers. Double-digit spread here, 11.5 points for the 49ers, minus 750 on the money line, plus 530 on the money line for the Bucs, and the total at 41.5. No trends from me here coming into this first 4 o'clock matchup. But Mackie, why don't you get us rolling here? What do you think here? Bucs and 49ers in San Francisco. Another double-digit spread here in Week 11.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners at home here. I think they do cover the 11.5 as well. Bucks got a nice win last week after a 4-game losing streak, so they coming off a nice win. I think they're going to kind of fall into a pit here. This Niners team is back healthy, playing really well. Huge win last week. Get back in the win column. Look for Christian McCaffrey to get back in the end zone this week. His streak of 18 straight ended last week after the team put up like 38 points. Crazy he didn't get in, but he'll probably get back in this week. Look for Brock Purdy to have a big game, and that defense just completely stifle that Baker Mayfield led offense.
I kind of lean the Bucks with the number. I think that they can hang around with this. They've been playing pretty good football the past couple of weeks. I know they haven't put up a ton of points. Obviously, getting the Titans last week, and then that matchup with the Texans 2 weeks ago was electric. I don't know why. I don't know how. I will not be carding it, but I definitely lean with the Bucks. I think it's a little bit too many. I think it should be a 9.5 point spread.
Yeah, I don't really care about this game.
Yeah, me either. A CMC touchdown.
CMC over 85 yards. Jesse's got to make sure he gets this shit out.
Sorry, what?
It's definitely staying in. That's fine. Ace, I'm just filling in for you, buddy. You definitely have CMC here and Niners spread.
Next 4 o'clock matchup here, the New York Jets heading just across the state there to the Buffalo Bills. Bills, the favorite here, 7 points for them. Their money line minus 310. Jets on the money line at plus 250. Totaled an even 40. No trends for me here out of this one. What do we got here, boys? Huff, why don't you get us rolling here? 7 points for the Bills another battle in New York here.
All right. Yeah. Mackie, I got a quick question here for you. Do you think, I don't know if you've looked at the Bills' schedule, do you have the Bills making the playoffs sitting at 5-5 with their remaining schedule?
No, I actually don't. I was thinking about this, or I was looking through it the other day after their loss. Let's go through their schedule right here. Well, first of all, do you think that they win this week?
I think they win this game, but don't cover.
Okay.
But I think
Yeah.
this is a classic. Just they could murder the Jets here, but the Jets have a good defense. I will not be betting on this one either. I kind of lean the Jets with the number. Might throw the Bills in a money line parlay. I'm not the biggest money line parlay guy, but sometimes we'll take a 2 or a 3 legger if the Bills aren't too juiced by Sunday. Maybe I'll end up taking that as one of them. But yeah, so win against the Jets, loss in Philly, loss in Kansas City. I think the Cowboys come into Buffalo and beat them. So there's 3 straight losses right there. At the Chargers, what do you want to do there? Bills at Chargers, what would you say?
I'm going to take the Bills because the Chargers are going to blow it again and not finish the game out.
Okay. Home against the Patriots. Patriots
What?
beat them every single time, but I think the Bills win.
Bills win.
Okay. At Miami, week 18.
It doesn't matter. They're the best they're going to be is 9-8.
Yeah. And what are let's look at the Dolphins schedule real quick. I'm going to be at that Bills at Dolphins game, week 18. Did I tell you that?
No, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, my brother moved to Fort Lauderdale. I'm going none of it. Jesse's coming with me. We're going to that Bills at Dolphins game, week 18.
January
Whoop,
7th.
Yeah. So Dolphins schedule, home against the Raiders. We both said they win that game. At the Jets.
I'm going to win.
Win. At the Commanders.
Win.
Home against the Titans.
Win.
Home against the Jets.
Win.
Home against the Cowboys.
Win.
I could see the Cowboys lose either that in Buffalo or in Miami. Well, I could see them lose one of those games. So whichever, that could be a big one, whoever they lose to. We'll say they lose to Miami. We'll just say they lose to Miami to keep saying win, because the next one's going to be a loss in Baltimore on New Year's Eve. And then last game home against the Bills.
I think that they drop one to the Jets too.
So you think they split with the Jets, lose to the Ravens? That's 2 losses. And if you have the Cowboys beating them, that's 3 losses to end the year for the 6-3 Dolphins. So they'd be what, 11-6, and the Bills would be at best 9-8.
At best 10-7, I think. They're 5-5, and look at the schedule they have left. There's no way that they don't lose 3 more games.
Yeah, they're going to lose 3 straight, I think. But yeah, I think the Bills win the game. I already kind of said what I have to say on this one. I think the Bills win the game, but I think the Jets could cover this. Bills definitely don't look good right now. Just fired their offensive coordinator. Didn't really know. I don't think anyone saw that coming. Obviously, with being a 5-4 team or 5-5 team, just immediately ripping the coordinator out of there. Kind of wish the Steelers would have did that, but it looks like they've caught on with Canada. But that's another team. But I just can't put money on this Bills team by a touchdown right now.
Yeah, no way, especially not against this Jets defense. Bills have not been putting up points. Simple as that. The offense is not rolling like they usually are. Josh Allen
Diggs is clearly pissed off.
Drama queen, man, and that's the real problem here. I think that he's just demanding the ball. Josh Allen's he's forcing balls even when they're not to him. He's waiting for him to get open. He's letting the route develop, and it's still not developing because he's triple teamed. He has to look it off and force a throw, and then it's getting tipped, thrown an interception, and it's going the other way. He turns the ball over like 3 times a game. It's ridiculous, but they're in shambles right now. The offense is in shambles. I don't think this game goes over either. I think it's a very low-scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets won this football game. I really wouldn't. But I'm going to take the Bills to win, just not taking a -7.
So we're on the exact same side there?
Yeah, I guess
Jets
so.
cover, Bills win.
Yeah, but I'm not betting the Jets. No way.
I probably won't bet either of them.
Alrighty, boys. One more game here in the 4 o'clock slate. The Seahawks and the Rams in LA. Seahawks are the favorite here by just 1 point. Their money line -118. Rams money line at +100. Total at 46.5. No trends from me here out of this 4 o'clock matchup. But what do we think is going to happen here in LA? Mackie, why don't you get us started here?
I can start on this one. I definitely know what I like on this one. So, yeah, Rams hosting the Seahawks, divisional matchup.
Sketchy, dude. Sketchy line. What?
Seahawks coming off a really fought back win against a 6-point underdog in the Commanders last week at home. I'm on the Rams here. I think the Rams get a big win here. Are the Rams coming off a bye, if I'm correct, or did they play? Who'd they play last week? Yes, coming off a bye.
Yeah,
I
coming
do
off
like
a bye.
I like the Rams here. At home, I
Sean
like
McVay off a
McVay.
bye.
Yep, I like the Rams. I just think at home they get the job done. Divisional matchup, technically the underdog here. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, I lean Rams as well, but I'm gonna go with the over here. I think if the Rams do win this game, they're gonna have to really sling the football. Matt
That's a
Stafford's
good
gonna have to
point.
have a good game, use his receivers. And Geno Smith should probably put up some points against this pretty weak defense. A lot of pressure from Aaron Donald. Look out for that. Um, I don't know. Could be a big turnover game. But
Yeah, I think this could be this is I think this will be the 4 o'clock game that I actually watch out of those three.
yeah, my play here is the over 46.5. Even though it's a divisional matchup, I mean, I don't think it really comes into play here.
Yeah.
Good stuff, boys. We got some good primetime games here lined up. Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. Let's start it off here with Sunday Night Football. The Vikings and the Broncos in Denver, Mile High. Denver, the favorite here, just 2.5 points. Their money line minus 134. Vikings at plus 114 in the total at 42.5. I got a boatload of trends here for this one. Broncos 2-12-1 against the spread in their last 15 games as the favorite. Vikings 9-2 straight up in their last 11 Sunday road games. Over is 14-4 in Minnesota's last 18 games played in November. Vikings are 5-1 straight up, 5-0-1 against the spread in their last 6 games on the road. So some pretty interesting trends here coming into this Sunday Night Football game. The odds are saying the Broncos, but the trends seem to be pointing at the Vikings. What do you guys think here? Mackie, why don't you get us started here on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, it seems like a trap game, but if you really look at it, the Broncos have won 3 straight. 2 of them against one of them against Pat Mahomes, one of them against Josh Allen. I mean, this team's playing really good football. Russell Wilson's playing really good football. This defense is even playing good football. Ever since they got hung by 70 against Miami, they've actually really buckled down and played some good football. Sean Payton's playing, coaching some good football as well. I think that's a big factor to do with it. But Russ might actually just be back. So I'm going to go with the Broncos at home. It's a tough place to go. Josh Dobbs looking really good with this offense, with this Vikings offense. I think the Vikings are playing incredible football too, but they've won 5 straight. They got to drop one soon. They're not the best team in the league. They're going to lose their football games as well. So give me the Broncos at home while they're rolling.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Loved them. You took them last week against the Bills with the points. Won the game outright. Obviously, I'm still a Russ guy at heart. Always rooting for him. Love to see him pick up that win there. I'm going with the Broncos here again. Give me the Broncos minus the 2.5. I'm not sold on this. I'm not. I shouldn't say not sold. Like you said, the Vikings are playing great football. I'm not buying into the hype with this Josh Dobbs experiment that Minnesota's doing. I don't think that they're one of these contenders still in the picture like a lot of people think. I think this is a game that they slip up, like you said, really hard place to go play. And another point that you made that I like is Sean Payton's coaching really good football, but Russ is also, looking like himself again. They're starting to look like they've kind of built a little bit of a relationship where they can trust each other. Sean Payton's starting to open up the playbook for what Russ wants to do, a lot of rollouts and a lot of kind of letting him extend the play, but not to the point where he's, running around. We saw points in that Bills game where he'll run for the 8 yards and slide like a veteran quarterback, which I was sitting there watching it with my dad, and he's like, why is he sliding there? I'm like, he's a
He's
13-year
old.
quarterback. He does not want to take a hit there. Sean Payton's telling him, go down. You're not taking that hit. Like every quarterback, you never want to see your quarterback taking a hit there. That's just smart football. Broncos get the win. I know it was, by 2 flags at the end of the game, but I'm always rooting for this team. I like them at home here. Broncos minus 2.5.
The difference with Russ is that I think he's realized that he can't move like he used to, and he's rolling
He
out.
still has the
differently.
arm. Like he
He's
still
running
has that
different,
arm.
and he's running differently. He only runs in certain situations, and he makes sure that he's nowhere near getting hit. He's sliding 3 feet
He's
early.
always been the best at that. He's like, you remember like when Lamar was young and I know he's not that old, but like his first couple years, RG3's first couple years, Burrow's first couple of years, those guys were taking the massive hits. Even when Russ was young, dude, he'd run right out of bounds and sacrifice 2-3 yards.
Yeah.
It's like that's just that's why he's still playing and like still able to move.
Yeah, but he's definitely. I mean, he's using that arm a lot better as well. But he's
the
playing.
run game's picking up behind him, so it's kind of giving him the opportunity to open up play action. I like what this Broncos team's doing a lot right now.
Yeah, sitting at 4-5. I mean, they're not out of it yet. I mean, if you want to count the Chargers, then you better count the Broncos in.
I was just gonna say that if they're in it, the Broncos are also in it.
Yep.
Because I like them to win here. That'd get them to what?
5-5.
Yep.
They were sitting at 1-5 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
And we both picked the Chargers to lose this week.
Going to be a good Sunday night football game there. I know I'm ready for that one. Another good one here on Monday night. battle of the Kelsey brothers here. Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Pretty similar to that last game here. 2.5 points here for the Chiefs, minus 142 on the money line for them. Eagles at plus 120 on the money line. Total a little higher, 45.5. Trends I have here. Chiefs are 13-1 straight up in their last 14 games against an opponent in the NFC. Eagles 11-2 straight up in their last 13 games on the road. The Chiefs are 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10 games played on a Monday, as well as 8-1 straight up in their past 9 seasons after a bye. 2.5 points here for the Chiefs. Mackie, why don't you get us rolling here on this one? Monday Night Football. What do you see?
Yeah, we got a rematch of the previous Super Bowl. Eagles coming in as dogs going into Kansas City. I don't know. I do kind of like the Eagles. I'm not going to lie. I really hope that they do lose this game. But I mean, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts off a bye. I mean, I don't. They had so much time to plan for this game. Kansas City. I guess they've been playing some pretty good football. Obviously, Pat
Off a
Mahomes.
bye as
Pat
well.
Mahomes.
Both these teams off a bye.
Oh wow. Okay, that changes a lot. Never mind my previous statement then. But I don't know. This Eagles team, I just think they're actually better than this Kansas City Chiefs team. But going on the road here, both teams coming off a bye. I don't know. That does change my outlook on this game a lot.
Travis Kelce was in Argentina last week at the Taylor Swift concert.
Do you think that matters?
I like the Eagles here. I think the Eagles win the game. It's the regular season. If these teams are going to meet again in the Super Bowl for a rematch, we all know who everyone's going to take. I took the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year. Dumbest pick of my life. Faded Mahomes in a Super Bowl. Not the first time I did it, though. Took Brady 2 years ago, whenever that happened, whenever the fuck that was. But I like the Eagles here. Like them on the money line, plus 120. They're playing better football, like you said. Like I said, both teams coming off a bye. Eagles were playing good coming into the bye week. I think this is a big game for the Chiefs. Could be a statement game. Haven't been playing their best football. They win a huge Monday Night Football game against the Eagles at home. I like the Eagles. I also like the under. It's not the pretty play. Monday Night Football. I'm going to ride the trend. Give me the under.
Yeah, I like the under as well. I don't know. I really do hope the Chiefs can figure out a way to win this game for the Cowboys' sake. But Eagles are good, man. They're 8-1 for a reason.
Yep.
Alrighty, boys. That wraps up just about everything we got here. NFL Week 11. Going to be a good one here. Lots of good primetime games. There's some big spreads, lower totals. Lots to look forward to here in Week 11. Let's keep it moving here and jump into the NBA. Some basketball to get us finished off for this week's episode. First point I have here. The Warriors and the Timberwolves got heated on Tuesday night. Draymond Green was ejected for putting Timberwolves center Rudy Goldberg in a chokehold. I watched the clips of that and I laughed, but I was like, that's mad. Like,
So
people are nuts.
I don't really know how that all started, Mackie. What was it with Klay Thompson or however?
Yeah, I mean, so last game they were already talking. It was chippy. They played like 4 days ago, so everyone knew this shit was gonna happen. And Clay missed a shot. I guess he got tied up with. I don't even know who he got tied up with, but they're ripping each other back and forth. And Rudy kind of like grabs Clay, but like not like by the throat or anything, just kind of trying to like calm him down. And fucking Draymond comes in, swinging, man. You know how Draymond is. But he came in, choked him up, just kind of dragged him out, and like Rudy said it best. Draymond knew like he was getting ejected. He planned on getting ejected. It wasn't like it was like, what did I do? Like he went into that like, all right, I got to enforce here. But
Yeah.
I don't know, just fucking basketball players, and none of them throw a punch or anything. You just kind of cry. You're all like 6'9", like 280 pounds,
And they're all the
you're
worst
biggest
fighters in the
pussies,
world.
dude. Yeah, because nobody ever wanted to touch them growing up because they were the biggest dude. Now there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
They're all so soft. Nobody throws a punch or anything. Actually, Draymond throws punches, but only at his teammates.
Yeah. Well, that's why they got rid of him.
Alrighty, let's jump into our power rankings here in the NBA. Here are our first. Did we not post them?
They're scheduled for tomorrow. I have it. Just go to the picks chat and go to the pictures, and you'll see it. You don't even have to click on see all. It's like the bottom middle. You know what I mean?
Alrighty, now we have our first ever NBA power rankings here coming into this week, November 14th. Let's run through these. At number 5, the Dallas Mavericks. Number 4, the Milwaukee Bucks. 3, the Philadelphia 76ers. 2, the Boston Celtics. And 1, those Denver Nuggets. What are we thinking here? Coming into the NBA, season's rolling, season's up and moving. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we got those Denver Nuggets coming in at number one. Defending champs, obviously, you're the best player in the world. They're sitting at 8-2, I believe. So
9-2. They
yeah,
won
so you
last
got to
night.
respect them, put them at number one. Celtics also playing good basketball, but look at those Sixers. Big win against those Celtics, playing really good basketball. Joel Embiid playing really good basketball. It's the regular season. The Sixers love the regular season, so they're sitting up there at top three. Bucks aren't playing the best basketball. That duo's getting off to a kind of a slow start, but you got to respect them. They'll be up there at the end of the season. And who do we have at number five?
Mavericks.
Mavs playing really good basketball. You like to see that. You like to see that for Luka's sake, but I hate Kyrie. So
Yeah, and I think the reason Dallas got the nod there over Minnesota has the game on them. The one extra, or Dallas has one extra loss, but obviously, I think if those two teams played each other, Luka, I know Anthony Edwards is one of the up and coming, if not already there, superstar in this league. But you'd take Kyrie and Luka to get the job done. I think in a series against those two teams, wouldn't you?
honestly, dude, I don't know. I don't
I know
know.
I would. Luka in
I
the playoffs is so good.
Timberwolves are playing crazy good basketball. Anthony Edwards is playing like a top 10 player in the world right now. It's
Yeah.
incredible. This guy's a
He's one of my
baller.
favorite guys to watch. I just like Georgia, so I rooted for him whenever he was coming out of Georgia. Like the fact that he was the number one overall pick or whatever coming out
Sure.
of there, I thought that was pretty sweet. But
Yeah.
they're definitely coming into their own up there in Minnesota. I think it's a good move they didn't move on from Cat.
Yeah, Rudy up there is a big addition. They were basically banking on Anthony Edwards becoming who he is, and he's definitely developed into that role pretty damn good.
Clippers 0-4 with James Harden. What do you think of that?
Yes, first 6 game losing streak of Kawhi Leonard's high school, college, or professional career, which is pretty crazy. But
Dang.
Harden, I mean, have you watched any of the games? Like he's not. He just looks like shit. He's not gelling with the team at all. He's turning the ball over left and right. This guy just thinks it's 2019 again, but he's just not the player he used to be.
Yeah. Another team that I've liked and took in a couple games this year is the Pacers. They've been pretty consistent. They're third place in the East right now, but obviously there's a lot of teams pretty tight. Them
Reese,
tied with the Heat, but yeah, Tyrese. I like Miles Turner's having a hell of a year for the Pacers. They just have a really good young team. I'm a big Matherin. I like a lot of Buddy Hield. I like a lot of those pieces they have there and over there in Indiana.
yeah, Tyrese is just having a crazy season. He's scoring the ball like I think he had 35 the other night or
Dude,
something. But
his line was set at 25 and a half. He had 25 in the first half.
yeah, dude, he's definitely balling right now. He's coming or turning into a really nice young player.
I'm not even kidding. I was looking at I think it was last night. That was one of the plays I was going to do I was going to send that and do that for the day one, but I like Duke better. Either way we hit, so it doesn't matter.
Alrighty, boys. Good stuff. Like I said, NBA season fully rolling here now, just like the NFL, NHL, college basketball, college football. Lots to look forward to as we keep moving here. Some news in the college world. College basketball, number 9 Duke takes down number 18 Michigan State on Monday night, 74-65. Michigan State moves to a 1-2 record on the year after early losses to JMU and Duke. Duke now 2-1 on the season with a loss to Arizona. How far do we see this Duke team going this year after that game there on Monday? Huff, you hitting them on Tuesday or whatever. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, Mackie, I don't know about you. I think this is a pretty fun Duke team to watch. I like Proctor, and I know I said I like Filipowski. I know you said you're not too big of a fan of his, but Jeremy Roach, they have some nice pieces on this Duke team, and they're pretty fun to watch. They had a tough loss against Arizona at home. I did have Duke in that game in a parlay on the money line, so I was just hoping they could win that game. Couldn't get it done late, just in the field or in the free throw battle. But I think this Duke team is definitely going to go on a run this year, and we'll see them late in March.
Who'd they lose to again? I forget.
Last year,
No, this year they have a loss.
Arizona.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that. But yeah, they looked good last night. I'm not sure if this is a national championship winning team. It's not that I don't like Filipowski. I think he's really good. I just don't like the way he looks and moves. He looks like a
I know
alien.
exactly what you mean.
But,
I like him though.
Proctor's a dog. This Duke team is definitely deep. They're pretty good. But how about Kansas last night coming back? Hunter Dickinson, 27 points, 21 rebounds.
He's a
Biggest
stud.
biggest addition out of Michigan. Kansas looks like a national championship winning team for sure.
Yeah, he's a stud. That was a big game. I'm not huge on Kentucky this year. That was surprised to see them down that big in that second half, but they got the win, couldn't cover for us, so we go 1-1 last night
Missed,
in college basketball.
missed by a half point. It really was the right play. They definitely should have blown them out, but slow start. They lost first half by 10 points.
Alrighty, I think that's just about everything we got here this week. Like I said, NFL Week 11. Everything else is full steam ahead in the sports world. Make sure to check out our live stream on Sunday. Picks and preview our top 5 games, showcasing those games and our best bets for those games, as well as our videos on Thursday and Monday mornings, for the Thursday and Monday night primetime games. Lots to look forward to here in Week 11. But that's all I got here for the podcast. What else do you guys got? Get us finished off here this week.
Yeah, and if you haven't already started following it, make sure you're tuned into the social media. We started a 10-day challenge trying to win $10,000 in 10 days. Started out with Duke spread. Tonight we're going with the Knicks. Well, I guess by the time you're listening to this, yesterday, whatever you want to look at it. Day 2, the play was the Knicks -1.5. So make sure you're staying tuned to the social media, see how far we can go with this. Obviously, starting out hot, hoping we can get the Knicks tonight to get to day 3 tomorrow. But make sure you're staying tuned to the social medias, all the NHL, NBA, college basketball, NFL tomorrow night. As well as NFL on Sunday. So make sure you're staying tuned, turn those post notifications on, like, follow, whatever. Though I say it every week, but we appreciate it. And that's going to do it for me. And we'll see you guys Sunday for the live stream for the NFL Week 11.
Hit the books.